Those of you who know Rabbi Jacobovitz, you know what I'm referring to. And for those of you who are going to hear him for the first time, you'll find out rather quickly. We're truly honored and we're truly grateful to Hashem to have Rabbi Jacobovitz in our midst and to share words of Torah and words of wisdom with our group.
Okay, first, good evening everyone. Such a pleasure to see so many wonderful young people. Many of you were with us on the trip to Israel. Some of you even got married in between. Some of you got engaged in between. And it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's wonderful. I see so many wonderful familiar faces. Anyway, yes, I did come back from Israel to be with you, and it's truly a pleasure. I feel that every mile is worth it just to see a group of young people wanting to understand life a little better and to grow spiritually. I want to thank also Max and his wife for hosting us and for many other things they're doing for us, and also Dan and who's Dan? Dan and Anya. Anya is not here, right?
She's home with the baby.
Yeah, that's right. Dan and Anya and the Alkovsky family for the wonderful things that they do. Okay, after the introduction, you know, Rabbi Berel Wein is a beautiful way to deal with introductions. He once got up, Rabbi Berel Wein, anybody heard of Rabbi Berel Wein? No? So somebody gave him like a very long and juicy introduction. So he got up and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, after an introduction like this, I'm so anxious to hear what I have to say." Okay. Anyway, so, you know, there was once a group of people and they wanted to have fun. So they created a contest. The contest was that they're going to bring a bunch of really high-level comedians, top of the line comedians, and they had 100 steps, and they would compete. It would be like whatever 15, 20 people will compete on the price of what was the contest. It was that whoever can go up the steps and reach the 100th step without laughing is going to get $100,000. Exciting, no? A lot of fun. Thousands of people came and were watching what's going on. So the first fellow goes up, 1 step, 2 steps, 3, he explodes in laughter, and goodbye. The next one made it to 7 steps, 8 steps. It was like no chance. Finally, the last one, last contender. So the comedians crack a joke, right? He goes up a step, he doesn't laugh. Another one, doesn't laugh. 40 steps, and everybody's holding the, right? 50, 60, and they keep trying very hard to be as funny as they could. 80, and finally someone has a chance. 90, 95, 99. Now you can feel the tension in the air. So 99, this great comedian comes out and he cracks a joke, and this guy explodes in laughter. And there was this boo, idiot. 99, one more! Could have gotten $100,000. So he comes down and says, "What happened to you? You're out of your mind. You're so excited, waiting for you." He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you want from me. When I was on the 99th step, I just got the first joke." Okay. Anyway, so, but we are here, a group of intelligent people And I don't think this will ever happen to any one of us here. So, I'd like to speak about a serious topic actually, which Max asked me to speak. Am I my brother's keeper? I would maybe phrase it a little bit different. Really, the responsibilities of the individual versus the responsibilities and the uniqueness of the individual. There's a very great Torah scholar, his name was Rabbi, and he speaks about responsibility of one person to another. So the story, there's a boat, imagine an ocean liner, fancy ocean liner, and everybody on the cruise gets his own room, he rents a room, right? So one evening, the neighbor of this fellow who lives in this room, what do they call it on a boat? A boat, what do they call it? Right?
Cabin.
A cabin, in his cabin. So he hears them drilling. The drill is drilling. He wakes him up. It's night, it's time to go to sleep. He knocks on his door and he said to him, tell me, what are you doing? You're waking up, all your neighbors. He says, no, I'm just drilling a hole in the bottom on my floor. I like to drill. I have a habit, I love to drill. I bought a fancy drill and I'm drilling. He says, what? What are you doing? He says, I'm drilling a hole. He said, do you know that we're on the bottom floor? If you drill a hole, this boat is going to sink. He says, get out of here, this is my room. Ladies and gentlemen, you got it? When a person is drilling a hole and is destroying his own domain, it doesn't affect only his room will be full of water. The entire ship is going to sink. Says Rabbi Yoina, this is really what we call in Judaism, Kol Israel Arevim Ze Bazeh. All of the people of Israel are bonded together, they're mixed together, they are responsible for one another. And if someone does something wrong, it has an impact not only on the individual, but it has an impact on the entire people, not only the Jewish people, but it has an impact on the entire world. So says Maimonides. So really there is a dilemma here. Really, I'd like to expand a little bit the question really at hand. On one hand, we are told that we have a responsibility and there's a certain requirement of uniformity, right? Of uniform actions of all humanity. They have to work together and act in a united fashion, so to speak, in order to save the world from disaster and in order to advance it forward. That's a responsibility that the Torah speaks a lot about. And on the other hand, there is something called the promotion of the individuality of every human being. Our sages tell us something very interesting, that when God created Adam and Eve, right? We spoke about in Jerusalem for those who were on the trip. Adam and Eve originally were together as Siamese twins, male and female together, and the operation that God performed later on was the first Siamese twin-like operation in world history. The best surgeon in the world performed the surgery. But the Talmud asks the question, why did God create Adam and Eve together as one body and then perform an operation only they should unite back with each other as husband and wife? If it was meant to be that there'll be individuals, should remain individuals. If they were meant to be together, why separate them? Two loving people, say, Miss Twins, wherever you go, you have to schlep your partner with you. You know, you can't go dining out, and you can't have a relationship with someone else because she's there all the time and he's there all the time. Right? It's beautiful, it's wonderful. So what's the idea behind it? There are many beautiful thoughts, but for the sake of our discussion, the Talmud says something very beautiful, very interesting. God created humanity originally as one to know that every human being is so valuable in the eyes of God that God would have created